para pegarle Ronaldinho Gaucho. Ya lo hace, pierna derecha, directo al arco. ¡Golazo! ¡Golazo! ¡Golazo!
Hey guys, Ray William here again, back with another podcast for the World Cup. And today I'll be going over the matches for Saturday, June 16th. Yesterday I did my first podcast with Code Data Sports Analytics, and I must say my picks went pretty well. The Spain-Portugal match is currently going on right now. It's the 68th minute, and it's 3-2 Spain, so unfortunately I did pick Portugal in that one, but I mean, to be fair, I wasn't sure how Spain was going to react to their manager getting fired and their new manager, and so far they've looked pretty decent, so got to give credit to them. So 3-2 currently. That pick, I did say both teams to score and 2.5 plus total goals, so happy with that. Now Egypt-Uruguay, that happened this morning for me, and I picked Uruguay. I did say under 2.5 total, and I was a bit, I said above. Actually, excuse me, no, I said above 2.5 total. But obviously there was only one goal in that game. I was convinced that Uruguay were going to have a pretty big game there, and I was surprised at how well Egypt performed. If we look at this, the stats for this game, the stats for both teams, and if you saw my last podcast or the World Cup preview, you would know this is based on chance rating, which is provided by StrataBet, and basically is all based on chances created and chances allowed, and a chance is categorized as a goal scoring opportunity, so it doesn't have to be a shot. So if we look at this overall rating here, I do have Croatia and Nigeria highlighted as there are two of the teams I'll be talking about today. But yeah, so Egypt was second to last. I thought they were a really weak team, but they performed really well as a unit. They pressed well, and overall that led to Uruguay having a very tough time scoring, although Uruguay as well did not look very good offensively, so that's something to take into account in the future. Uruguay looked like pretty much their main threat all game, although Suarez had two good opportunities, but he missed both. Okay, so moving on now. The matches for tomorrow, first one being France-Australia. This one should be an interesting one. Let me quick divert your attention from the two highlighted teams because I do not want to talk about them yet. I do want to talk about is the fact that if we look at total chances created, actually we'll look at chances per match because that is a more accurate representation. And this is a selection of games from qualifiers, so which I went over before. Anyways, chances created per match. Australia is second overall behind Switzerland now. And that is very encouraging to see. Another encouraging thing, well, semi-encouraging, because goal percentage is basically looking at how many chances per goal you score, so how many chances you need to score a goal, pretty much. And they're currently underperforming, which is almost, in this sense, a good thing, because these numbers tend to regress to the mean. So if you're overperforming, it's generally hard to sustain overperformance in this category. And currently Australia is one of the teams underperforming, that's why they're highlighted in green, even though they have a low number. Or, for example, a team like Germany, who's hugely overperforming right now, will most likely see a regression to the mean, and that's something to take into account in the future. But now looking at this, they're creating a huge amount of chances, and they're not scoring a proportional amount compared to other teams, or to the average, I guess. They're underperforming, and if we can see a rise in this goal conversion, Australia could be a massive upset team, a massive dark horse to look at. So in this Australia-France game, this is I see a huge value in both teams to score, depending on the markets, and also over 2.5. This is definitely a game where 3 plus goals will more than likely be scored, considering that France has an insane offense in their own right, with probably the most talented young attacking players, young players overall. But I mean, considering how good Spain's attack is, and I'll show you that in a second, they will be a very big threat. And also another thing to consider in this game is that if I go back to the chances, which I will in a second, Australia has the worst defense, I believe. Oh yeah, so just look at that. Attacking wise, we have Griezmann, Dembele, Mbappe, and then Pogba as well will get forward too. So I mean, that's a lethal group of players. They're going to put up a lot of goals. Australia has a bad defense, but I think Australia is also going to put up goals as well, considering how many chances they create per game. And the teams that they're playing, the team strength that this is taken from, they're not that bad. I mean, it's not that weak teams. I mean, considering that they played stronger teams than Spain in this selection, and they're creating more chances than Spain, so it's very impressive. And Spain is creating a lot of chances in their own right, but Australia is just setting the bar, I guess, besides Switzerland, obviously. But yeah, so very impressive from them. I think they'll really be an attacking force to be reckoned with. It's just about finishing, and unfortunately, they don't have the attacking quality per se in players like France does. But I do think they're going to grab at least a goal tomorrow. I think it should be a close game. I could see maybe a 3-2, something in that regard. But I definitely see plus 2.5, both teams to score. Good value in those picks. And in that game, and then I do see France edging that one. So that is the first one there. And I actually did want to check and show you this, how bad Australia's defense is. So this is adjusted chances allowed per game. So the higher the number, obviously, the worse when it comes to defense. And as you can see right there, Australia is sitting on top, and Saudi Arabia is below them. And Saudi Arabia, keep in mind, allowed 5 goals against Russia. So this could be a bit of a rough defense for Australia. They only really have one talented defender, and I mean, even he is pretty much below average for other teams. So very high amounts of goals are going to be scored in that game. And that is for sure. Well, not for sure, but very likely, I must say. Okay, so moving on now. Argentina, Iceland. In this one, adjusted chance rating. Argentina rated very highly. In fact, second overall behind Brazil. And they are very, very good. I guess it would be a very good pick to win the whole thing at this point, because not only are they the second highest performing team in terms of chances created and chances allowed, they're also currently underperforming, meaning this high performance level is still underperforming for them in terms of the chances that they're creating. So if they can begin to finish these chances for one and not get so unlucky allowing goals from chances they've allowed, they have real potential to go very far. And that is why I believe that, well, one of the reasons why I believe that Iceland is no match for Argentina. Even if, as a collective, they aren't playing well, Messi can still take things into his own hands. So I see Argentina very heavy favorites in this one. Wouldn't bet on. Actually, let me go pull up my ELO-based model. By the way, I wouldn't bet on both teams to score at all. I'd completely avoid that one. Let's see. First, let me just pull up France and Australia as a reference point. But yeah, no, both teams to score, definitely avoid for this one. I don't see Iceland scoring whatsoever. And Australia. And then over 2.5, I would probably avoid this one as well, because I don't see Iceland scoring, meaning it'll be into Argentina's hands to put up 3 to 4 goals themselves. And I mean, obviously that's certainly possible, but not as likely, considering that Iceland it's very unlikely that they will get a goal in this game. So yeah, that's pretty much that for that game. So I would just go for an Argentina win. Not really too much value in that, because obviously Argentina are already heavy favorites. So there's the France, Australia, by the way. France are heavy favorites in that one, over 2.5. As you can see there, 66%. Definitely go for that. Okay. So now Argentina and Iceland. This one, there's not really too much value in this pick at all, considering I don't like both teams to score. I like 2.5 plus goals. And Argentina are already heavy favorites everywhere. They're already perceived as heavy favorites. They're still a little underrated at this point, I believe, just because of their relatively poor performance in qualifying. But still, they're very, very heavy favorites in this game, backed up by this. It's going to be game schedule. Where is it? There it is. Okay. Yeah, 72% here and 84% there. So really no value, and honestly, in this pick. Probably just avoid this game in all honesty. Anyways, moving on, Peru, Denmark. This will be an interesting one as well. So going back to the chances chart, just here, I do want to go over some of Peru's players as well, because they're kind of an underrated team at this point. I say that, and a lot of people have picked up about the fact that they do play very attractive soccer, and it's very good to watch, and this should be an exciting game. Two kind of dark horses. But if we go to adjusted chances, or adjusted rating here, excuse me, you can see that Denmark is here, Peru rated right below them. Now the difference in these two ratings, remember, the whole key thing here is the overperformance, underperformance thing. Because this is just chances, this is not goal scoring, and goal scoring is the key. So here, Denmark, overperforming already. If they can sustain this, that's obviously golden, because if they can keep scoring goals from the little amounts of chances created, that's brilliant. But at the same time, if they're not creating enough chances and the goals aren't, and they aren't finishing, then they could have a hard time scoring here. And looking at the goals allowed percentage, it's been more on the same boat for this one. They're overperforming currently, so if they're allowing chances, but they're just their opponents haven't been finishing. Now, if Peru, who's underperforming in both these categories, begins to finish, and it all comes together, this could be a Peru win here easily. And this is similar to the Morocco and Iran game I identified yesterday. Morocco, if you look at them, let's see, here they are. You can do it because of the 0%, because they didn't allow a single goal in the selection of games. And they're the second highest percentage in overperformance in goal percentage. So they're not really creating many chances, which is surprising because they have Hakim Ziyech, who is a brilliant creator. But no, they aren't creating many chances, or they hadn't been. And they were allowing chances, but they were luckily enough not allowing any goals. And they allowed one goal yesterday, and it happened to be the winner, so they couldn't finish their chances. So it ended up being the perfect storm for an Iran win, and I'm very happy that I picked that out. And then I'm thinking that this game will be somewhat of the same, or you can't be put in the same category here, where Denmark may be favored by a little bit. You check the game schedule. Yeah, currently 40% to win there, 41% to win there. So they're favored a bit. But if you look at ELO, which is team strength, you will see that they're actually not favored by ELO. So, and this is the exact same boat as that Morocco-Iran game. So I hope this becomes a little bit of a, what am I trying to say here? A pattern, I guess. I don't know why I can think of that. Pattern, where teams that are rated highly by ELO, and are also, and then teams that are, and they're playing against teams that are overperforming, make up for that, and so it worked out exactly that way in Iran. In our Iran game, so Morocco played well. Iran stuck in the game, or I guess stayed with them, and eventually pulled out with the win. So I expect that this game can be along the same lines, although I do see Peru honestly dominating the game. Another key factor to look at once I show you this, the ELO percentage, the ELO probabilities, is the fact that Peru played the hardest selection of teams in this qualifying data, and it's, I don't even know if it's really close. Like, they played, let's see, so here's the opponent ELO averaged out. I think it's close actually, but I think Brazil is second, or Uruguay is second. Nope, never mind, Colombia, they're all up there. Yeah, so but Peru number one here, and opponent ELO. So they're doing this, and that's probably one of the reasons why they're currently underperforming. They're playing against good teams, but once they get a team down to closer to their level, and for reference, they're averaging 18.29. That's the team, or that's the average ELO they're playing against, and Denmark's 18.56. So it's a little above, but it's certainly not above Peru's level. And Peru is 45% favorites there. So I am picking Peru in this one. So I picked France, I picked Argentina, and I'm picking Peru in this one. And I really, really like Peru here, backed up by the fact that, one, they play very organized, good soccer as a team, or football, whatever you prefer to say. They have a lot of creative players, which can be backed up by these surface score ratings. And Christian Eriksen will still be the best player in that match, but I do not believe the talent around him will be able to keep up with Peru's style. As you can see here, there are some very talented players that are kind of underrated. Christian Kola playing for Sao Paulo, Jefferson Farfan, he's played for Schalke, he's now playing for Lokomotiv Moscow, and they will also have their captain and best striker back, Paulo Guerrero, who was originally going to be suspended for this World Cup, but got that overturned, so now he will be back. And also Renato Tapia, a brilliant midfielder playing for, so there's some very talented players. I really, really like to pick here. And yeah, so I'm very interested to see that and how that one plays out, because I do like that pick a lot. And also, I'm just going to look at chances created. I just want to look at attacks, because I do believe they both have fairly decent attacks, but nothing amazing in terms of the actual stats. Yes, fairly close to each other. This one I'm very confident in this one could be looked at as both teams to score over 2.5. That's another thing to look at. I'd say I could definitely see that occurring, especially if Peru begins to finish, because they are creating a bunch of chances per game here. And yeah, so we'll see how that ends up playing out. I do like Peru though. Both teams to score and Peru win there is my picks for that. And finally, the final game for tomorrow, which is Saturday for me, it will probably be today for you, is Croatia-Nigeria, and those are the first two teams I have highlighted. And this one is another interesting one, because a lot of people have Nigeria as a potential dark horse, and I really don't see it, especially backed up by these numbers, by ELO rating. So it's backed up by hard stats here, that I do not see Nigeria as a potential, as a potential dark horse. I really don't think they're that great. They have some good individual players in Pucci, Nacho, Wilfred Zaha now, Wilfred Ndidi, not Ron Wilfred, and Alfred Roger. Sorry, I completely blanked out there for a second. But as you can see here, some good individual players, but they're ranked 4th to last in this adjusted chance rating, and that's basically the overall team quality. And not only are they ranked 5th to last, this is the biggest key here, because as you can see, it's the same for Saudi Arabia. Not only are the performance levels currently not great, they're already overperforming in goals, meaning it's not going to get any better. So I don't see Nigeria as a dark horse, and I also think that Croatia is very, very good. So I think I will definitely take Croatia in this one. If we look at the game schedule odds quick, Croatia are already pretty much heavily favored. But I mean, this is a game that I feel like a lot of people will pick Nigeria to either at least get a result out of. Now looking at I think if I remember correctly, it was pretty similar. Croatia are getting about 60%, if I can remember correctly. Win. Yeah, 61%. So, yeah, coming from that one, and you want to go over Croatia's players a bit. Coming from that one, though, I'd say Nigeria isn't very strong of a team. I don't think they're going to play great together. For example, Egypt doesn't statistically, eventually got that one out, look that amazing whatsoever, because they're 2nd to last in this adjusted chance rating. But they played really, really well together as a team, and you got to commend them for that. And Ronaldo just scored a free kick. I'm trying to hold it in because that was pretty incredible. What an amazing match this was. 3-3 currently Portugal-Spain. You guys will know right now if anyone ends up going on to win. But back to the topic now. Anyway, so Egypt underperformed. They don't look great with stats, but when you look tactically, they really pressed well together. They defended as a unit, and they didn't really look that threatening attacking-wise, but you gotta give them credit because they didn't have their best player Mo Salah. So yeah, so that's just really something to take into account. I don't expect Nigeria to react and to play in the same way as a unit. I don't think they'll play. I don't think they'll end up playing all that well together. I think they're more individuals rather than a team. Or like, I mean, I don't know, that's relative, I guess. I can't really just go out and say that, but you know what I'm trying to say. They have a lot of decent individual players, but overall, the overall team quality kind of lets them down. And that is why I see Croatia as big winners in this one. I will not take both teams to score. I see Croatia really dominating this match. And I can back that up with the fact that they have some very, very solid midfielders. Let's quickly get rid of Peru. And so, actually, another thing I wanted to go into is Marcelo Brozovic. Now, he's kind of the underrated midfielder out of this bunch because obviously they have Modric, they have Rakitic, they have Kovacic, who wasn't decided to start, but I feel like he might work as good because he is a very, very good player. But Brozovic, well, you have this thing over on Lucid Analytics on Twitter that I post often called Ball Advancement Rating, and it basically rates each player's performance and impact on the game based on how they advance the ball, because I believe that's one of the most important things and aspects in the sport. And it basically rewards you for positive actions, and like, for example, interceptions or passes or chances created and stuff like that. And it penalizes you for negative actions like turnovers and unsuccessful challenges, and own goals, for example, are rated very, very low. Anyways, Marcelo Brozovic always comes up very, very high in those ratings, and I feel like it's because he's a very well-rounded player, he's a great attacker. You know, here 74, he's their second highest attacker. And creative-wise, he gets an 84, which is fair enough to him because, I mean, at the same time, he's doing pretty much everything for Milan. And in terms of attack, he's a creative hub. And we'll see how they play him because I'm not sure how high they'll play him up the field. So it'll be interesting to see. But I do see, and anyways, the whole reason why I showed you all that is because I do believe that Croatia is going to absolutely dominate this game. I don't think Nigeria is going to get more than one or two decent chances. Like, they'll probably get maybe one or two good chances, if that. I think Croatia is going to dominate this game. This could potentially be a 3-4-0. But I wouldn't bet on over 2.5 plus because obviously I don't expect both teams to score, so that would be all on Croatia. Anyways, I think that's a bit about it for me. I just kind of want to go over and recap all the stuff on the selection of games, and keep in mind this is for Saturday's games, which is all 4 games, which means I'm going to be sitting watching soccer on the couch a lot on Saturday. And funnily enough, this is actually my first day of summer today, so good to be out of school finally. Okay, so France, I picked France to win in a close game. I said like 3-2 would be a probable scoreline, maybe 3-1. I do expect both teams to score for sure in that one. That's something I really expect based on the chance created stats. And then over 2.5 as well. I really do think that this is another great opportunity for that. Quaresma's, oof. Yeah, Spain, Portugal game still won, sorry. That was distracted. Argentina, Iceland, don't really see much value in this pick. Argentina, I think, obvious winners. Don't really see any value in both teams to score. I mean, I think Argentina, kind of similar to the Croatia game, will pretty much dominate the game. And then over 2.5 plus. Once again, similar boat to the Croatia-Nigeria game. For there to be over 2.5 goals, it would have to be pretty much all Argentina, and I can honestly see Iceland sticking with them in this game. They press well as a unit, similar to Egypt. They press well as a unit, and Argentina's kind of been struggling attacking-wise lately. But once again, if they break that mold, then this one really could be a 4 or 5-0. Similar to the Russia-Saudi Arabia game. And even if that doesn't happen, and they don't break the mold and they still play kind of stagnant, Messi, once again, probably the best player in this tournament, even I'm saying this and Ronaldo just got a hat-trick, he can still carry them on his back, so I would say Argentina win for sure. Both teams to score, I would avoid over 2.5, I would also avoid. Now, Peru, Denmark, This is the interesting one again, because most people see Denmark winning this one. I see Peru. I can't remember if I actually showed you odds for this game. I'm gonna go there now because I don't think I did. So Denmark are rated about 41% to win, 40% there. And ELO based, I don't think I showed this to you. I'm gonna do it. Even if I did, you'll get to see it again, I guess. Peru, Denmark. This is like my I think my second best favorite pick here, because I do like finding the underrated teams and getting those value picks. And I think this is a value pick right here. Yes, as you can see, Peru 46% chance to win, only rated at I think 30 something. What was it now? There we go. 34 here, 30 there. So yeah, value pick right there. Definitely going with Peru. I say it as a good bet. I'm not sure about over 2.5, because I could see this one becoming a 1-to-1 kind of game. 1-to-1, 2-to-1, so it's kind of on the edge. So both teams to score. It's like, it's not as I'm not nearly as confident in this game for both teams to score over 2.5 as I am in France, Australia. I think that's a golden opportunity for those two. But this one is possible, but more likely than Argentina, Iceland, and Croatia, Nigeria. But because this one could become like this, for example, Spain-Portugal game could become like 3-2. Christian Eriksen's involved. You never know. They're going to be creating lots of chances, Denmark. But I see that this one becoming a Peru win against the odds. And then finally, Croatia, Nigeria. Not too much value in this pick either, similar to the Argentina one. I think they'll control this whole game. No value in it. Both teams to score. I don't really see that happening at all in this one. I'd say Iceland's more likely to score against Argentina than Nigeria against Croatia. That says anything. I think they're a very good unit together. Nigeria will defensively anyways, and I think they'll control the game. And then over 2.5, same thing. I don't see Nigeria scoring. And that means Croatia could theoretically score to put up 3-4, but I see this one as a nice 2-0 win for Croatia. That's kind of my feeling based on the stats that we looked at, players, so I think that's pretty much it for me today. Just to recap, I already kind of recapped. Spain-Portugal ended 3-3. That was a great game if you didn't see it. Recommend watching the highlights, honestly, because there's a few great goals in that one. I think it's a bit about it for me. It's my second podcast, and once again, it was a lot of fun. I'll be back again tomorrow. I haven't really looked at the game tomorrow yet, but we'll figure that out when it comes to it. And is there anything else? Oh yeah, so Iran now. I'll have to go check, but Iran, based on my World Cup simulation ELO model, Iran has a 44% chance to advance. Now I'm not sure how that changes, because that could actually go up now with that this Portugal-Spain draw. But we will see. If they manage to get a draw against either Portugal or Spain, they could be through themselves. So that should be an interesting one. I'm very happy to see that, honestly. And that's about it. So I hope everyone has a good day. Hope everyone has good luck on their picks. And if you're supporting the World Cup, good luck to them. And that's it for me. So I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.